All right, guys, we are in Jeffrey's Archery. We got Wayne and Shane, two guys that are very, very familiar with archery, been in the game for a long, long time, and they helped us get these bows set up. What we're doing, like always, are the three bows that I'm personally most interested in and ones that I have shot over the years and killed a lot of animals with. Mathews, I shot a Mathews for many years. Hoyt, shot a Hoyt for many years, and then last year I started shooting the Prime. I really liked the draw cycle and the way it aimed. I really liked the Prime and shot a bunch of stuff with it last year. So we have got these bows, or I should better say, Wayne has got these bows set up exactly 65 pounds. They are 29-inch draws, and they all have 85% let off. Now, this is how the bows came out of the box. We have not done anything to them except get a center shot and put a whisker biscuit on and get the poundage correct. Right, guys? Isn't that right? All right, so it's certainly not apples to apples, but this is how the bows came out of the box. And all we did was make the draw length correct, the poundage correct, and center shot and whisker biscuit. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Mathews Lift X 29.5. This is their new bow. It comes in 29.5. What's the other one? 33. 33. And let's go through this. The ATA is 295. The IBO is 348. Brace height 6 inches. And the advertised weight is 3 pounds, 0.99. So just under 4 pounds. We're actually going to go weigh these in a minute. The Hoyt Alpha AX-2, axle to axle is 29.5. IBO is 340. Brace height is going to be longer than the lift at 6 inches and 6 3/8 inches. And the weight of the Hoyt, 4.25 pounds. The form, the Prime form, axle to axle is a much longer bow. And I have not shot a 34-inch axle to axle bow ever. I've always been in that 29 to 33 range, so that'll be new. The IBO is 336, so it's a little bit slower. Brace height 6 and 6.25. And let's see, the weight out of the box, they say 4.1 pounds. So the first thing we're going to do is go weigh these bows and see what they actually weigh with the adjustments we made with the whisker biscuits. Then we're going to shoot them through a chronograph, and then we are going to, and as we shoot them through the chronograph, we've got a decibel reader to pick up sound. So it's a pretty simple test: the physical weight of the bow, the speed of the bow, and the sound of the bow. The arrow we're going to be running is, we've got 3 of them, and so we're going to shoot 3 through each bow. Is a 340 spine gold tip XT Hunter. And they are right at 400 grains per arrow. So first thing up, we're going to go weigh these bad boys. All right, guys, first up, Lift X on physical weight. Again, the only thing we've added to it is a whisker biscuit, and it actually came in at 4.2 pounds. So it's a little bit over the advertised weight at 3.99. Next up is the Hoyt Alpha AX-2. Got it right that time. 4.6 pounds, advertised weight is 4.25, but we added the whisker biscuit to it, so pretty close to what they advertised. The form now advertised at 4.1, and it is dead on 4.1 with adding a whisker biscuit. So it came in exactly to spec of what they advertised. All right, guys, first up, the Mathews Lift X. Gonna do the decibel reading and the speed all in one shot. .9 with a 291 speed. Second arrow. .84, 288. Third arrow. .85 even with a 287. Next up is the Hoyt, and we're going to do the decibel reading and speed test through the chrono. 89.3 and 298 on the speed. Second arrow. .88.5, 294. Third arrow. .88.5, 294 on the speed. Next up will be the prime. Here's the prime form, decibel reading, and speed. .87.1, 290. Second arrow. .88.5 and 293 on the speed. Last arrow. .89.2, 291 on the speed. All right, guys, that wraps up the test for this year. Again, Bow Neutral have shot the Prime last year, shot the Hoyt for several years, shot the Mathews for several years. Just going to go through the results, and we'll also drop them into the video. But the Mathews Lift X, the average speed was 288 feet per second, and the decibel reading was 85.77 was the average of the 3 shots. The Prime was 291 feet per second speed and 88.27 on the average of the decibel reading. And then the Hoyt Alpha AX-2 speed 295 feet per second and the decibel reading 88.77. Nothing super eye-opening here. I will say I'm a little bit surprised that the Mathews Lift X was not the winner in speed. Normally, they're, especially with that Lift X, with that cam system, they are the fastest. The Hoyt was definitely the fastest at an average of 295, with the Mathews being 288, and the Prime in the middle at 291. Was a little surprised the Prime was faster than the Mathews. Quietness, it seems like every year Mathews wins that. They won that at 85.77, followed by the Prime at 88.27, and then the Hoyt was the loudest at 88.77. Guys, we're splitting hairs here. I mean, if you look at the extreme speed of 295 and the slowest speed at 288, it's less than 10 feet per second. It's interesting to me to do this just to see if there are any big jumps anywhere. Nothing here, again, is eye-opening. And, you know, years ago, I always looked for the quietest and the fastest bow I could find. But over the years, it really does come down to what feels the best to you, which draw cycle you like the best, what aims the best for you, and what shoots the best for you. And so my recommendation, having done this for over 35 years, is to go to your shop, try and put blinders on, and don't get completely enamored with branding, and shoot each bow and see which one really feels the best to you, because the numbers are so close. You know, again, we're talking about just a couple of decibels difference in the sound, and we're talking about less than 10 feet per second in the speed. So not sure what bow I'm going to shoot this year. I really like the Prime. It feels so good, and it's probably because I shot it last year, but I liked it last year. I love the draw cycle. It doesn't have that big hump in the back. It's a steady pull. The Hoyt, same thing, a real steady pull all the way back. The Mathews is a little humpy in the back. I mean, I could go on and on about the differences in the bows, but I love the Prime's draw cycle. I love the way that it aims. A little concerned about the 34 inches axle to axle. I'm going to get it in some tree stands, shoot it out of some tree stands, get it in some ground blinds. I've never shot a bow that long, 34 inches axle to axle, so need to do that and see how it, you know, performs in real hunting situations. So that's my plan. We'll be testing them some more in real world situations, and then we'll make a decision on what we're going to shoot here in a couple months. Guys, thank y'all. Any questions, comments, please hit us up. Let us know. Hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate that, and look forward to the next one. Thanks, boys.